Today I would like to introduce a wizard painter, Cheng Man Ching, who is known as the master of five perfections. He is the only painter in this exhibition to be called the five perfections. The five are poetry, calligraphy, painting, medicine, and martial arts. Medicine is Chinese medicine, and martial arts is Tai Chi. First of all, let's look at the pine needles on his pine tree, which is elegant and powerful. The light pine needles are painted first, those with the darker ink colors are painted next. There are many pine needles, but following his brush strokes, they are drawn really orderly. This clearly shows his profound Tai Chi skills and restrained noble character. No wonder that in an introduction of the biography of the Grandmaster Cheng Man Ching, it is mentioned that his lines of drawings are with brush strokes, which showed elegant but with strong powers, are all like vajras, which may be glimpsed from the pine needles here. Next, let's look at the tree trunk. He painted the edges with a thicker ink, and then in the middle. He used a slightly lighter color to make a few random strokes, then showed the lumpy cracks on the pine bark. Last, he used the lightest colors to paint many dots and shades in the base of trunk, which immediately formed the different bark patterns on the old pine. The result is the charm of the old pine is presented, which is in line with the saying that he composes so cleverly. However, in the first look, it seems very clumsy. Next, let's see the bamboo leaves. He dipped a lot of water on his brush, separately draw the leaves in 3 layers. He used very little ink on some bamboo leaves in the first layer. Then he added a little more ink, making the second layer of bamboo leaves. You can see that these are the second layer of bamboo leaves by adding a little more ink. Finally, he dipped in thick and dark ink and drew these bamboo leaves, which formed the third layers of thick ink bamboo leaves. Therefore, the whole bamboo leaves are full of water, with alternate shades, just like the comments by the famous art critic Yang Menggu. Flowing water rhymes in ink and color. We seem to be able to imagine that he used a water-absorbing ink brush to draw as quickly as the brush is flying on the rice paper. Continued, let's looking at these plum blossoms. He started with the branches first, then buds, flower petals, and pistils. Finally, in a short time, he painted these plum blossoms. There are few more plum blossoms in the lower part, are also very vivid and elegant, full of charm. On all of the above-mentioned drawing methods, he only used a few simple strokes to draw the characteristics of the 3 plant friends who thrive in winter. The inscription on the painting reads as, "To Ambassador Zhang Laide and Madam Fu Lan Ji, Li Kengingzi Dong, Yong Jia, Cheng Man Ran," written in Taiwan. It was in the winter of 1960, Cheng Man Ran, who came from Yongjia, Zhejiang Province, painted this in Taiwan for the appreciation of Ambassador Drumright and Mrs. Florence Drumright. His original name was Jingyu, and his courtesy name was Man Ching. And later he used his courtesy name as his name, i.e. Cheng Man Ching. After middle age, his cheeks grow beards, and he began to grow a long beard. Later he changed his courtesy name also to Man Ran, so he was also called Cheng Man Ran. At that time, he was not only a Huagang professor at the Chinese Cultural Institute, University now, mainly teaching the graduate school's art department poetry, calligraphy, and painting, but also a National Congress representative. I learned about his later post from the catalogue of the exhibition of contemporary Chinese paintings, held by Ambassador and Mrs. Florence Drumright in December 1960. By the age of 18, he had already been a teacher at 2 universities teaching poetry. At the age of 25, he became the head of the Chinese painting department of the Shanghai Academy of Fine Arts. He was 3 years younger than Chang Dai Chien. At that time, he invited Chang Shanzi, Chang Dai Chien's elder brother, and Zhang Daichien, the 2 brothers, and 2 other groups of brothers, to teach in Shanghai Academy of Fine Arts, which was regarded as a favorite legend by students. Later, in April 1931, Cheng Man Ching and Zhang Daichien visited Japan together, as 2 of the representatives of Chinese artists. In 1933, when the Chinese painting exhibition was held in France, the works of Cheng Man Ching, Su Beihong, Qi Baishe, Zhang Daichien, and other famous painters were permanently displayed in the special exhibition room of the National Museum of Foreign Art. Cheng Man Ching were praised by the West as the master of Oriental ink painting. Cheng Man Ching is Madam Jiang's flower teacher, while Huang Jun Bi is Mrs. Jiang's landscape painting teacher. Madam Jiang once wrote to Zhang Shuiliang, said that she asked teacher Huang Jun Bi to teach landscapes and teacher Cheng Man Ching to teach flowers. She said that these two are Taiwan's premier leaders, and their talents are by no means inferior to Chang Dai Chien and Zhi Beihong. Moreover, Chang Dai Chien once said, "Ho, Zhi Mei Lan, I look up to Cheng Man Ching. That means lotus, vanilla, plum blossom, and orchid. I admire Cheng Man Ching." Cheng Man Ching wished that from the thickness, the heaviness, and the clumsiness in his works might inspire the future learners. Learning from this painting, we got to know a great painter. At the end, Cheng Man Ching is also Mrs. Florence Drumright's flower teacher. Here, let's look at a pine tree by Mrs. Drumright. She was originally going to give Zhang Kun, then the Secretary General of the Presidential Palace, as his 90th birthday present, but I don't know why she didn't send it out. Now, we have a testament here to the wisdom and creativity of Mrs. Florence Drumright, and it also was praised as a very good work of art by the well-known painter O Han Yen. So, in such a short period of time, for years, she was able to paint to this extent, which is quite remarkable. I list my reference materials here. If you are interested, you may continue to study. Next time I will talk about Professor Gao Yi Hong, so stay tuned.